This is the 5th annual Jack Layton Homeless Memorial Summit, and we're here to honor the life of Ken Lee. Ken Lee was a homeless man. He was murdered on the streets of Toronto. If this man was in an encampment, if this man was in an encampment, and if this man was in a tent, then these young people would not have been able to get to him. Is Mayor Tory an accessory to murder? Was Ken Lee one of those who were at the encampment of Lamport Stadium when Mayor Tory spent $2 million to shove them out of this encampment? Imagine if this encampment was there and these 8 young people came and saw a group of people, then Ken Lee would be alive today. So we believe that the mayor...
We believe in that.
So the mayor should be held liable because it was the mayor that's going around...
Because in these days, there are a lot of homeless people, but our government don't help us.
Yeah, they do not help us.
No,
so
we're
just
fighting. We're just fighting against that now.
Yeah, we got a video from a young man in Woodbridge about the state in, I think it was Vancouver. And I watched that video. And when you hear and see the billions and millions of dollars that our government says is being invested into homelessness.
Where is the money going?
Where is the money go? Oh, is that where? Take a look up there.
Right there.
You see up there?
Yeah.
There is. Oh, look at all the lights that are out.
There it is.
Look at all those lights that are out. But nobody's home. That's where the money is going.
Everyone's having a good meal, but they all seem to sit on the streets.
Yes.
But
so where is... Oh, you see in there in that restaurant?
there's another one.
Could those be the people who are collecting the homeless money to have meetings where they're making $60, $80 an hour, and they have 20 different meetings? They make a couple $1,000, but yet the people still sleep on the streets. Now, where do you sleep? You could be Ken Lee.
Yes, I could be the next one.
You could be the next one because these shelters. What is this like in the shelters?
Shelters the shelters are awful, and people are not nice.
They're not nice.
People have their problems.
Yes, and they don't have no peace of mind.
Yes,
no peace of mind.
Yeah.
Ken Lee did not have any peace of mind. Ken Lee was led to a steam crate on University Avenue. I used to live on the steam crate at Bay and Adelaide, but yet I am the man that defeated John Tory to the point he had to fix an election in collaboration with the media and debate organizers. This man, he worked great in my campaign in Scarborough. You should see him up there. He will tell you about the attacks I received from Tory supporters. How much time did they rip down my signs?
Just every day. Every morning, 7 o'clock, these guys would actually rip down this guy's signs.
And these were city workers.
These guys have no respect for us.
But look at this. Since October 24th, after the election, they have not ripped down, they have not taken down nothing off the boulevard. All the garbage is still there. All the discarded waste is still there.
Listen, our town picks up. These guys seem to pick up the garbage, but these guys seem to pick up our signs.
Yes, they'll pick up our signs.
But these guys leave all the garbage around, but they don't seem to pick up our signs.
Broken glass. You remember that dead pigeon that was sitting right across the street from 4301?
And nobody
picked up the dead pigeon until the pigeon was shred apart, and the pigeon was like spread everywhere. And one day I saw a kid cry seeing this dead pigeon.
Yes, that is not right.
But if you put
very disrespectful.
But if you put a Kevin Clarke for mayor sign, that would have been gone within quicker than a bottle of booze would have gone down your throat.
Oh yes.
And that's real quick, isn't
it?
And that's real. That's show the dance. See, how do you do that dance? So,
you're a little ginger, buddy.
So what we're doing is we're doing the jig because John Tory, we knew the election was rigged, and we've got the proof, and your days are done. So John
Tory, you guys better smarten up out there, guys.
You won't get a chance to smarten up.
You guys actually better think about the homeless.
Smarten you up. Because let me tell you something, John. You see, if you say the election wasn't fixed between you, the media, and the debate organizers, then debate me once.
This won't be happening.
It won't. You see, Ken Lee, I am alive, I am well, and I will defend you, I will defend this man, and I will defend all of good spirit.
I would like to say miigwech.
Miigwech.
Miigwech means thank you inside Cree.
Now we must also stop police brutality.
Police brutality, yes, exactly.
We must police with love. Yeah. And together we can.
You know why? Because of the police, we don't really trust them because...
We can't trust them.
We can't trust them. They always say, yes, please trust us to protect and serve. Yeah. But no, What did these guys do?
All they do is abuse. The
Abuse
word
us.
is right
Yes, right there, my friend,
B-
right there.
B-U-S-E.
Yes.
Now, you want to know the outcry on the abuse by the police? We're going to walk in with our lights, and Mary is going to follow us, and we're going to show you. Now, let's see. This is what we are addressing.
Come on in.
Right?
All right. But you said we can't or we can?
We can. We can.
We can.
We can.
Yes.
Oh, we
So
can.
no more
Okay.
police death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, there, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
He loves me. He loves me not. He knocks me out with one shot.
Get
I'm
the
very
picture with
depressed,
the
very
with the
distraught,
child.
bleeding a lot, having visions of my children at my cemetery farm. He loves me. He always tells me so. Usually following the solid clothes, this rose that breaks my bones, watching my eyes like a golden clothes. He loves me. That's what he whispered in my ear. And I
Okay, so we're gonna start the welcoming song called Black of the Day.
Welcome, Judy. Judy, where are you? You're next. Yes, you, Judy. Not Judy. The very same. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Judith Moore. I'm an author and I'm a writer. This is my first time doing it. I was inspired to write this book from a Wuhan doctor. He was considered a whistleblower for COVID-19. He wanted to speak out about how dangerous this mystery virus was. And China decided to lock him up, keep him silenced, suppress him when all he was trying to do was to reform. I too was suppressed. 35 years. I've just come out of it 2 years ago. I have been in the investigative and security field for 41 years now. At the age of 21, I stood in the middle of the floor and said to myself, there's something wrong with these people, police officers. I had to deal with them on a daily basis, interactions with them. I dealt with sexual harassment. I dealt with sexual extortion from these officers. I turned a blind eye for approximately 7 years until I said I'm no longer going to be turning a blind eye to the game any longer.
So we are hearing it right from the people on the streets. We're at the Jack Layton Homeless Memorial Summit. This is a wonderful lady. At Christmas, we met her at Allen Gardens. She had a tent inside Allen Gardens, and she's going to tell us about people who are collecting donations on behalf?
One person.
One person. Let's
One
hear it.
person.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, there's a girl in Allen Gardens having a sacred fire. She is taking food, clothes, sleeping bags, and she's got all the tents set up for storage for those things that people donated for homeless people. She's got a GoFundMe page, raised $17,000, and what she's doing is very wrong.
So what is she doing?
She's taking from the homeless people.
So she's collecting the donations.
She's collecting the donations. One night at 2 o'clock in the morning, I seen somebody take bread over to a branch, loaves of bread.
Okay.
For
But nobody's getting the food.
Nobody's getting
And nobody's getting the tents.
Nobody. They got the tents. They're using them for storage.
They're using it for storage.
11 tents.
11 tents.
2 people.
2 people. While people are freezing outside.
While people are freezing
So
outside.
you know Ken Lee? He's a homeless guy who was murdered. What do you think? Imagine what if he had a tent? Do you think he would have been murdered?
Probably not. No.
No, probably
He
not.
probably would not have been dead if he had a tent.
Now, do you think that with the encampments and with fake Mayor Tory, the man who fixed the election on this former homeless man, Mr. Kevin Clarke, with him going around clearing encampments, does not contribute to things like Ken Lee being murdered? Imagine if Ken Lee was in an encampment. Would you stand by and watch people stab him to death?
No.
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, so...
I wouldn't stand by it. I do have seizures with things like that, but
you wouldn't.
I would
something.
scream.
You'd
I
do
would
something.
do whatever it took.
Yes. So by being in encampments, it's the safety measures from the attack that people will receive from those who are anti-homeless, who says they go out and work, they go out and do all this, and these people are out there sleeping in the daytime, but because it's freezing cold outside.
We can't sleep at night because she's pounding music all night long while we're trying to sleep. I'm so tired, I just want to go to sleep.
You want to just go to sleep?
I want to go to sleep.
So why do you sleep in a tent?
I have freedom.
You have freedom.
I have freedom.
Yeah, but and when you're around other people, doesn't it get cold though?
Yeah, it gets very cold.
Yeah. So what do?
I use hand warmers.
Oh, how much hand warmers do you have?
I have quite a few now.
Yeah, okay, because did you get them from here?
No.
Okay, we've got some over here for you. If you
We
need
can
them.
use them for other people.
Okay, good. So I've got some hand warmers that we brought down.
And I'll keep them in my gloves, extra ones. I'll open them up and
Oh,
keep
good.
them in my front gloves. And
Yeah,
if
well,
say your hands are cold, I'll hand them
Yeah.
to you.
Well, I brought 3 or
I don't
4 of
like
them down, and then maybe we'll come up and we'll drop some clothing off. Right now, what has the city done for you? What has Mayor Tory done for you?
Mayor Tory is taking people's tents. He's got people. They must be getting bonuses. They
Right.
got to be getting bonuses to be that evil.
You to be that evil. Because isn't there a law on the section 262 that says anyone who impedes or attempts to impede someone's attempt to save his life or the life of another is guilty of an indictable offense? So
Yes, he is guilty of murder.
So
that man is guilty of murder.
So the mayor is guilty.
He is guilty.
Yeah, or an accessory to
Definitely.
murder.
No,
Right?
he's a murderer.
He's
not an accessory.
That's
He's
true.
a murderer.
You know, I can't-
Anybody that would take somebody and take their belongings, their tent, their home, is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
Like,
So would you support us if we file an indictment against John Tory for impeding people's attempt to save their own life?
yes,
Yes, you
we
definitely.
deserve to live.
Yeah. Now I've
We're
got.
human. We're human beings.
Where
too.
you? So basically, Mr. Tory is acting inhumane.
Very inhumane.
Very.
To even put people on the street and let people raise their rent so they can't afford to live. Yes, that's inhumane. You're an evil monster, Tory.
Evil. Oh my goodness! I thought the names I used for him were accurate, but
He's the Grinch who stole Christmas, too.
he's the Grinch that stole Christmas. He took the Christmas tree, he took the candy canes, but he did worse. He took the chimney, so you don't have a home, so you can't even have Santa Claus come for Christmas.
That's right.
Did Santa come to your tent this Christmas?
No.
No, but
Santa went to the sacred fire this Christmas.
Yeah, okay.
She got all the
You know
tennis
something?
cards
John
and-
Tory's probably funding her.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
doubt
it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So
I wouldn't doubt it.
so you support an indictment against John Tory for impeding people's attempt to save their own lives?
Yes, I would support it.
And you believe that Mr. Tory should be indicted?
Yes.
God is with us. Now, this is Bonnie Yu She went with Mr. Mario Greco.
I gotta go back.
Yeah, God bless you, dear.
Thank you.
They went to the courts
Today.
and to check out on section 262 of the criminal code. Can you tell us what happened?
Nothing happened.
Nothing. Where did you guys go?
So,
Old City Hall.
Okay, and then from there, where?
We wouldn't do anything.
Why would they do nothing?
So we were at the wrong place.
You were at the wrong place. You went to the courthouse to lay an indictment against the mayor, and the courthouse told you were at the wrong place.
Yeah.
So where did they send you next?
They have no idea.
Well, holy.
okay, I'll step in. What happened after that was that they suggested for us to speak with the Superior Court, which because we know that you conversed with them.
Yeah.
That's where me and Bonnie chose to kind of move on forward and just let you know the details. We didn't do anything further.
But the Superior Court is for appeals in reference to different things that's been made, like Tory being elected mayor in a fixed election, where the media collaborated with debate organizers to fix the election on this matter. And this is what we bring to the city of Toronto.
Heart.
Yes, so love. So we did not belong in Superior Court. We belong in criminal court. So I will be attending the criminal court again, and we will be filing an indictment against Mayor John Tory on the section 262 of the criminal code that says anyone who impedes or attempt to impede someone's attempt to save his life or the life of another is guilty of an indictable offense called impeding attempt to save life. God is with us. I'm not concerned about image, I'm concerned about issues. We're at the Jack Layton Homeless Memorial Summit put on by Toronto mayoral candidate Kevin Clarke, inspired by Jack Layton and Calgary businessman Sam Colas, the 95th richest man in Toronto, and helped organized by Mario Greco. We're here with two of the new associate mayors of the new People's Democratic City of Toronto. That means they're good people. Not all people are associate mayors, they are good people. Now, what would you say about John Tory and Mr. Kevin Clarke being mayor?
You are a huge improvement already.
Already, I'm a huge improvement. You know why I'm a huge improvement? Because you are my associate mayor.
No, it's all up to you. You're the one making the difference. And I'll do what I can.
You will do what
Thank
you
you.
can. And who is this beautiful person here?
I'm his partner.
You're his partner. So John Tory, we're coming. We're taking you to Superior Court, and we're challenging the legitimacy of you being the former director of Rogers Communication, fixing an election in collaboration with debate organizers to keep Mr. Kevin Clarke out of the mayor of Toronto's job and keep these people out of the associate mayor's job, because our deputy mayor is the children.
We're also going to defeat John Tory's attempt to increase the police budget and create a more military, racist, criminalizing police force that will attack all of us. So thank you.
Now,
Our
you
pleasure.
see, now, I have said these things, but I couldn't say it any better, because I'll tell you, if for some reason that something happened to me and I'm not able to carry on, my associate mayors, I trust in you that you will lead this city, because you said that perfectly. A racist is an exploiter of children, and he goes around and spends millions and millions of dollars to use the police unlawfully, and we believe he should be indicted criminally under section 262 of the criminal code for impeding people's attempt to save their lives, because every time he rips down a tent in an encampment, that is impeding their attempt. Do you think he should be indicted criminally?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And just one other question. Ken Lee, he was killed by 8 people. Did you hear the mayor give any statements about 8 people murdering a person in the city of Toronto?
Heard nothing.
What type of mayor would stay silent when 8
Because
people...
he doesn't care at all about poor and homeless people.
He doesn't care. But hold it. You can't be a mayor if you don't care about the less
But
fortunate.
it's been obvious for a long time. He
How
lives
long?
in his deluxe condos, and he has his friends, and he's building a military police force to defend himself and his class against the rest of us.
So I guess we've spelled John Tory, R-E-S-I-G. What's the last word?
Resign!
Resign! time. It is time for Tory to resign. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Peace and love.
God bless you.
So
Thank
the
you.
people have spoken. It is time for a new mayor. A mayor that will lead the city into prosperity. A mayor that will make Toronto good again. A mayor that will stand up to people like John, the thief, election fixing Tory, who collaborated with debate organizers and the Toronto media to fix an election on Mr. Kevin Clarke. Rest in peace, Ken Lee.
Rest in
And
peace, Ken Lee.
You are as valuable as every other police officers or anyone who was murdered. It is a disgrace that we would have a memorial with so many officers to attend when it come down to an officer who was killed by 2 people. But we didn't have a memorial for Ken Lee. Peace and love. God is with us. This is Winston J. LaRose, a legend in Jane and Finch, a community builder. He sees a large amount of his people end up in the streets of Toronto, and we're going to talk to Mr. LaRose about the murder of Ken Lee, a homeless man who was stabbed to death by 8 people. And we never hear too much from Premier Doug Ford or from Mayor Tory or Prime Minister Trudeau. Mr. LaRose, how can we prevent this?
Yes, well, this is a very important situation of neglect. And I think, particularly for the homeless people, and we've got too many of them in our city, I think in a case of this particular situation where this gentleman was murdered, I think the mayor needed to have played a more important role in this. But I would suggest to the Homeless Committee that you rally the forces. I'm willing to work with you on this.
Nice.
And arrange a meeting with the mayor. So that we get this issue of homelessness is a fundamentally important one.
Yes.
And it needs to be addressed. We can't wish it away.
It won't go
It's
away.
not going to just disappear.
Yes.
We've started providing accommodation for people, taking them off the streets.
Yes.
But I don't think that's enough.
That's enough.
There's more, but we need to be able to sit down with a committee at City Hall.
Yes.
And I'm willing to join you and your team
Yes.
to ensure that this happens.
Yes, so we'll see if Mr. Greco can work with
Absolutely.
With Mr. Tomei and myself and see if we can put together a
So why don't
coalition.
I give you my information
Yes.
now? So the name is Winston LaRose, Dr. Winston LaRose. I'm 85-year-old person. And
Awesome.
I have, let me give you the contact information. My email address, jfcco1978@gmail.com.
You were born in 1978?
Oh, no, I was born in 37.
No.
That's right.
Oh, you look like you were born in
I wish I
1978.
Slick though, Mr. LaRose.
But yes, so my email address is jfcco1978@gmail.com. My phone number 437-245-6910.
Okay, sir, sorry, I plan to upload this on the internet. Are you okay with that?
Oh,
Or?
that's fine.
That's
Yes,
fine? Okay.
I'm very comfortable with
Okay,
it. I'm a
all right.
public person. I have
Okay.
no reservations about working with our communities and ensuring that they get the kind of recognition and justice that needs to come.
God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Now, Mr. LaRose, what do you think about the state of policing in the city of Toronto? And mainly, there was a report that the police were ordered to profile people of color and immigrants. Now, at that period of time, 2018, just before the mayor's race, I went in front of city council for a vacant city councilor seat.
Okay.
And I asked former police chief Mark Saunders to resign. He resigned before these allegations came to the public. In turn, an interim police chief was brought in, and the mayor and the interim police chief apologized. But we know that the mayor is the head of the police service. So the interim police chief could not have given the orders. Do you believe that the mayor was the one who gave those orders?
The mayor takes the final responsibility.
Yes.
And he's ultimately accountable and responsible. He accepts that. I do not think that people have really approached this in the right way. I think people like yourselves are strong voices in the community.
Yeah.
And you need to sit down with the mayor and have a meeting.
Yes.
And if it is that he's not facilitating that or allowing it to happen, I'm willing to work with you to ensure that that meeting happens.
But should it not,
Thank
be,
you.
the, should it not be the mayor that apologized rather than the interim police chief, since the final authority comes down to him?
Well, ultimately, the mayor, I believe he has acknowledged the wrongdoings
But they
And
did it
if
through
we-
the interim police chief,
Yeah.
which we did not have the authority at that
Yes,
time.
yes.
So the mayor should apologize, I believe.
Yeah, the mayor has the ultimate responsibility
Yeah.
for everything. Police commission, he is head of that commission. He selects the police chief
Yeah.
each time, and the police chief reports to him. So I believe that the mayor does have a responsibility to give an apology,
Yes.
and one that's done with sincerity as well.
What's the state of homelessness and policing in your right in Jane and Finch?
Well, we don't have a lot of homeless people as such, and we have people who live in government-related housing,
Yes.
affordable housing situations. And I feel that one of the things we want to work towards to ensure that homelessness doesn't become the major issue that it seems to be developing. And it's going to be up to the community, but people like leaders like yourself,
Yes.
and I see you as a leader, being in the homeless role that you're playing, needs to organize around that and get people who have some level of prominence in the community to work with you. I'm prepared to do that to make sure that that issue is confronted. Right? Affordable housing is
Nice. You just did it right.
is necessary.
Yes.
And it's there. The question is who gets it and what's the process. But people like yourself should be on those committees
Yes.
to help to reach the right kind of decisions.
Yeah, not people who live in the high towers who have never been here.
The people who are experienced with homelessness need to be actively engaged in this and working to ensure that some resolution is brought about that is just.
Now, do you know about Raymond Cho in Scarborough?
Yes.
Now, who's older, you or Raymond?
I think Raymond, I think we're about the same age, actually.
So if you now,
Yes.
Mr. Greco here, I'm giving him authorization to use the name People's Party in Ontario. As you know, I blocked Maxime Bernier from using the name in Ontario because I am the founder of the People's Party of Ontario and the People's Party of Canada. But Bernier formed the party after I had registered and took Hill. Now, in the next provincial election, will you be running for the People's Party and Mr. Mario Greco and his team, and we get you into office?
You know, there are some people my age who are still in government.
Okay.
I think I do my best work when I'm in the community, unfettered or unrestricted by any limitations that might be set.
Well, with the People's Party, you wouldn't be restricted because you're the people.
Well, yes, but the governing persons, we need to be able to, I think I can do a more effective job from the outside rather than, I will readily support a candidate
Yes.
who is younger, has the energy.
And Mr. Greco.
Yes, so I'll be very happy to do that.
Yes.
And so I want to wish you well and,
I wish you
give
well.
you continued support in the efforts you're making. I think people like yourself who come along and bring these issues to the forefront and don't get the attention, I think that has to change. I think it's people who are at the grassroots
Yes.
that are the ones who are able to bring about the changes that are needed, and we need to work with them and to ensure that they have the voice.
And I want you to take a look at this. People ask you why am I so passionate and why I have the wisdom I do is because I count on people like Mr. LaRose as my mentor. And I listen. As you can hear, I have not been speaking because Mr. LaRose has got guidance. Mr. LaRose has got wisdom, and he's got longevity of life. And we must respect those who have longevity of life. So we encourage the Premier of Ontario to see that if Mr. LaRose is ever in a state to where he's not able to take care of himself, that he gets the proper senior care that he needs, so that beautiful mind of his and that great wisdom can keep serving us in the province of
So
Ontario.
well appreciated for those kind
Thank
words.
you.
You are awesome.
And
Thank you, Mr. LaRose.
Mr. Premier, however you may hear this, or Mr. Mayor, this is a man that you need to be having a conversation with to look at how we and he together can help to solve the problem of
Solutions.
affordable housing, and certainly in terms of homelessness, which is a big issue, as you know. And so you have my
Oh, we
blessing.
need your card again. One for me and one for you. You have more cards?
Thank you, Mr. LaRose.
That's the one thing.
I would go. I got you. I have it in my file back here.
Yes, okay, but I did leave
On here, so
phone
everybody will be
number
here.
So please make liberal use of it. Feel free to use my name
Yes.
and ask for reach out for my support anytime you
One
need it.
other question,
you.
Mr. LaRose.
Yes.
You're 85 years old.
Yes, sir.
Your longevity of life.
Yes.
What gives you that longevity, that energy, that smile? And you look almost as young as me. You look younger than me. What gives you that
Give
longevity?
me too much credit.
No, I'm
But
giving you what you deserve, what you earn.
I have always been active. I'm originally from British Guiana when it was a colony. And I left it when it was a colony still, but the country is now called Guyana. But I've been in Canada since 1964. And in that time, my impact has been
I was born
primarily...
in 64.
You were born in 64?
Yes.
Well, actually, you're just a couple of years older than my oldest son.
Awesome.
Yes. But I really want to encourage you to continue the work you're doing.
Yes.
And the fight that you're doing, because we need people who can
Bring
engage
solutions. Yes.
and are able to articulate the conditions that are happening. Not every person is able to speak to it or have the confidence to be able to do it.
Yes.
And so I really want to wish you and your team well, but as I said, call upon me anytime.
Yes,
you
we
need
will.
me to.
We'll call for you
Yes,
to see if we can make the arrangements with it.
Yes.
And I will say to God, what I ask is for longevity of life for Winston J. LaRose, because this man has wisdom, knowledge, and we need it in this world, in the state that it is. To God be the glory. Thank you
Amen.
so much.
God bless. Thank you, Mr. LaRose. Thank you. Thanks, you too.
And
God
I'll
bless.
send you the link to the I just did it again. Whoa! Stop it! Don't put my fart on video. Don't put my fart on video. Because if
Have a nice night. Thank you.
Tory's fart was on video, you get a shitty video. It would be a shitty video. It would be a shitty video if John Tory's fart was on video. It would be full of shit. It would be full of shit. That's the fact of it. That's the fact of it. Tory, you thought you stole the mayor's job, but we got 10 days to go, Tory, and we are appealing your undemocratic, election-fixing thief of the mayor's job. Because for you to be mayor, you must face Mr. Kevin Clarke and his deputy mayors, the children of the city of Toronto, and his associate mayors. There's one of them right there. The good people of the city of Toronto. We're going to deal with the need, not the greed. John Tory, your days are done. Resign. You got 10 days to resign, or you must face me in a legal court of law. And I'm the most successful public defender in the history of this city without a law degree. Lawyers with law degree comes to Mr. Kevin Clarke for advice. You see right there, John? That's my deputy mayor. Deputy mayor, how are you? This is your city, your love. That's why Mr. Kevin Clarke is here. John Tory, you'll be facing that voice of that child in Superior Court. And if we do not make it in 10 days, we'll ask for an extension to file. You do not fix an election. You fixed it in 2018. And I told you, John Tory, in the video, John Tory versus Kevin Clarke, I told you, don't fix an election on the rightful mayor of Toronto. You want to be Mayor John Tory? Then you face Mr. Kevin Clarke democratically. And if you say you did not fix the election in a collaboration with the Toronto media and the debate organizers, mainly the Board of Trade, then Tory, debate Mr. Kevin Clarke once on the allegation, the greatest, the most despicable allegation against any sitting mayor for election fixing. So Tory, if you think that you can get away with stealing the mayor's job, you're thinking just like your poo. It stinks. God is with us. Peace and love. From Mr. Kevin Clarke, you tell John the Thief Tory, John the Thief Tory,
Election fiction, election fiction. He fixed the election on our deputy mayor. The children of the city. Tell John the thief, Tory. Tell John the thief, Tory.